Remember, dead girls don't say no. Professor Tosspot here with another episode of Smack Talk. And no, before you ask, I am not Waldorf from the Muppets. Although, he is my cousin. We just don't invite him to family gatherings due to the, rape allegations. Anyway, as an old codger, I've lots of free time, and I really enjoy films. It's a lovely way of telling stories. I've seen a lot of movies, but modern cinema is starting to disappoint me. Rather than bottle up all my frustration, I'm going to shaft Hollywood. So, bite down on the pillow of truth, because I'm going in dry. Because this video is online, and modern reading comprehension and attention spans have gone to shit, I'm going to do a lazy list show, so your brains don't hurt. Starting our list of everything wrong with modern cinema, it's number 5, Oscar bait. What do I mean by Oscar bait? It's a term used for films that are clearly trying to get that shiny hunk of crap that is the Oscar award. Highly coveted by many directors, it has them producing films that try hard to pull at the heartstrings with sentimentality, or they make a load of artsy-fartsy bollocks that is trying to be too deep in the vain hope that the Academy will herald them as a genius. It's all very superficial, but every year some highbrow visual wankery gets everyone Oscar crazy. The film Birdman comes to mind. Got quite a few Oscars, actually. Sadly, the lead Michael Keaton didn't get one for Best Performance. No, it went to some British guy who played walking, talking Stephen Hawking. Wish I could get an Oscar for sitting in a chair all day. Still, Birdman gained a lot of hype and prestige. The film was okay in my book, but not amazing, yet everyone loved it for some reason. Plot wasn't exactly brilliant. It's about Michael Keaton being burnt out because he used to play Birdman. To reclaim his former acting glory, he makes a crappy stage play about utter bollocks, and gets angry at Edward Norton for getting a boner on stage, and then he talks to himself a lot, and then he imagines himself happily flying around a city, like that time I took acid. Finally, the movie ends with him shooting off his nose. Spoiler alert, the movie ends with him shooting off his nose. Birdman is slightly ruined by this prick right here, too. The soundtrack is this bastard drumming constantly, and it gets in the way of dialogue, and it's fucking distracting. In parts, the movie tries to be too deep for you. Random jellyfish. What does it mean? How are they relevant? Deep, isn't it? Give me an Oscar for dead jellyfish. And the movie is so self-aware, it's kind of annoying. The movie seems to be really smug and wants to drive home the message that people want flashy box office trash. I like the technical feats the film employs by doing almost continuous shots, and the acting is very good. But the film is just okay. Verges on pretentious, but it's okay. Not Second Coming of Christ, but an okay film that's a bit artsy-fartsy. But expect more of its kind on cinema screens for years to come. Number 4, grim dark fantasy. You can thank Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings for this. There's been an influx of retellings of classic fairy tales in a dark setting, and each one is a shameless cash grab. We had Hansel and Gretel as action heroes, complete with gunfights and edge-of-your-seat insulin shot-taking. Then there was Maleficent, who is no longer an evil Disney character, but Angelina boyfriend stealer, playing a warrior fairy who takes on computer-generated enemies and flies around the kingdom looking for other people's husbands to fuck. Then, on the other end of the spectrum, is the teen dystopian fiction crap, like The Hunger Games, Maze Runner, and the Divergent films, which are boring. With Divergent, it seems like they wanted a bland doppelganger of Jennifer Lawrence to be the lead role of this turd. Probably so they could get the Hunger Games audience. Either that, or they were worried if they cast the real Jennifer Lawrence, more nude pictures might get leaked out onto the internet. And we can't have that. Forgot I still had those. Excuse me. The dystopian teen fiction films are annoying teenage bullshit, but are also bland, which is strange given the potential of the setting. Equilibrium is a dystopian film, and that had back-flipping gunfights. But Divergent is just bland. The characters act bland, fight bland, kiss bland, and the whole thing is blander than Bleach. And that's pretty bland. Believe me, I know. The producers should try drinking some. Do it. Do it. Number 3, sequels and reboots. Oh look, another film sequel that you didn't want. What? Enough time has passed for us to reboot something to get money from the fans of the original. Sure, okay. Can't think of new ideas? Want a box office hit with no effort? Have another Fast and Furious film. There's 7 of those now. Make another Star Wars film. The fans practically come geysers of money. Let's have a Jurassic Park sequel reboot thing. I don't know what's going on. Please, no more. I pray for death. It never comes. Number 2, horror films. Horror films are a staple of modern cinema, cheap to make and rake in a lot of money in the box office. Because of this, they are made en masse. There are so many horror films, they have all become overdone tropes and cliches now. You have a cabin in the woods and people get murdered, or a family move into a new home and it's haunted, or it's another found footage style film. Bloody loads of those. Remarkable how people can film and wet their knickers at the same time. The problem with most horror films these days is jump scares, which are a cheap scare tactic and very overused. If it's not the equivalent of shouting boo very loudly, then it's gore porn, films designed to gross out audiences because it's easier to induce revulsion than fear. And it's always the same tired monsters. It's overdone zombies, or it's either creepy dolls or creepy old hags. There's also the cliched creepy ghost child, but I've never found ghost children to be scary in any way. Kids generally aren't scary. You can just drop-kick the little shits. Maybe that's why they are a ghost in the first place, because kids are so easy to kill. Just ask my lawyer. Finally, at number 1, it's superhero films. Where is the fucking roof on these things? Every year there are multiple superhero films. Superheroes are inherently campy. Muscular men in theatrical capes running around grappling other manly men. It's very hard to market to modern audiences, so Hollywood has tried to zhuzh them up with a modern flair. Now Batman no longer has rubber nipples, but a Kevlar vest, and Thor's Viking helmet has been replaced with flowing L'Oreal hair. Yet still, Captain America looks like a rent boy with his blue gimp mask. But one superhero film isn't enough now. We need more. I want Superman and Batman. I want all these Avengers. I want a giant tree and a raccoon because fuck you. More CGI, more glowing plot devices, more destroyed cities, more money! Stop. Just stop. I get very cynical of films now. They seem to be made not as a form of creative expression, but as a cash cow whose udders fuel a monstrous Hollywood machine that churns out big-budget sequels and tripe for mass appeal. Maybe I'm a cinema snob, but is it too much to ask for something different? More variety and less sequels and overdone crap? Is there not a single creative thought in Hollywood tucked away like Bruce Jenner's cock? Guess I'll just watch some weird YouTube videos.
The world is burning. Let's masturbate. People in the Houses of Parliament masturbate. People in Buckingham Palace, they masturbate. People at the United Nations, they masturbate. Watercolor artists, they masturbate. Lollipop ladies, lollipop men, masturbating. People living in substandard housing, not able to afford acrylic paint. They smash up bus shelters. And they also, especially some of the 17-year-old boys, they masturbate. The world is burning. Let's masturbate.